A few months ago I was reached out by I Built It, who was working on a few houses for their upcoming Kickstarter filled with fantasy buildings, fantasy settings, or medieval houses and just cool stuff, I guess. They asked me if I wanted to do a video featuring some of these houses, maybe test building them and saying what I think about them. And you know me, usually I don't do review videos, but when they first reached out and showed me a video of how this works and what it's about, I actually got really excited. And there's actually two reasons why I got excited about this. The houses themselves look quite okay, but the thing is, number one, I love fantasy and gaming terrain. I have so many houses already built and printed. I have so many ideas of houses that I want to do myself, scratch building with stuff I have at home, and I have so many ideas of stuff I want to 3D print that I haven't 3D printed already. And this stuff is really right up my alley. And the second reason, and really why I wanted to do this video, is because every time I played a game of Warhammer at home, I've set up the table, I have all the stuff out. I'm forced to leave the stuff on the living room table for at least a week, and the reason for that is because my kids love playing with them. It's seriously one of the things that I see them enjoy the most. They're super creative, moving around houses, creating stories and playing with the figures that they've gotten from me throughout the years. And this would be sort of the perfect thing that we could do together, because you can build these houses without any glue or any knives, and it's pretty much just like snap fit stuff. So I'm really excited to try that out, see how this stuff works, and invite my kids to have some fun with me, and we can have some time to actually hobby together, do this stuff, and they will probably be even more attached about the buildings they've done, and hopefully they'll be proud of them as well when they're done, because they're hopefully gonna look really good. So if you're a gaming club that needs a lot of terrain and you need it fast, like this is good to go. And if you want to paint it up, it can look even better. So I'm going to build this with the kids, and then after that I'm gonna try to paint it up and see how it looks when it's painted. So let's jump to the building table with the kids. After about an hour, a little bit over an hour, my kids got tired of building and wanted to do other stuff. So I built the last half layer here and the top one myself. They actually enjoyed it, but it was quite hard, some parts for them to put together. So I'm probably gonna build the rest of the stuff myself. I would say total building time for one thing like this is probably 1.5 to 2 hours, depending on how used you are to building it. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun so far, but I'm gonna just build the rest of the stuff, and then I'll show you how it looks when it's finished, and then we'll paint it up. So I spent about a full day just building these kits, and then 2 evenings watching Netflix doing this passively, and in the end I had a full gaming table worth of terrain that I could adjust and modify in any way that I wanted to. I could make the buildings small, I could make them big, I could change the exterior of the houses to either make them look more like a medieval rocky fortress or have these sort of woody textures to them. And when we built the houses, I thought it would be fun to paint one of them up, just see how it looks when it's painted, and maybe add some grass tufts and things like that to modify it even a bit more, and see if I can make it match with the other houses that I have in my terrain arsenal. And before I start doing that and painting, if you're interested in any of the tools that I use, I have all of those things listed on my website, squidmar.com. So check those out if you have any questions, and if you follow any of those links as well, Amazon kicks a bit of money back to this channel. So it's really a great way of you getting the stuff you need. And that also kicks a little bit of money back to the production of these videos. But let's start painting. For the rock parts, I started going in randomly with lots and lots of different paints that I had left over on my wet palette. Doing this, just slabbing paints on it, creates a natural color base to work from before I start dry brushing and adding more of the highlights to it. And the colors you have, it doesn't really matter. The more weird ones you add, the more natural it is, because in nature and in real life, rocks and stones are very varied in terms of color. And then before everything is dried, I like to go in with a dry brush. One of my favorite colors to dry brush with is pale flesh, so I'm going in with that before everything dries. I never go sideways or up and down. I only push the brush downwards, very similar to zenithal highlight, where it imitates the light coming from above and only hitting the rock parts from above. And for the woods, I started with base coating all of the wood parts with Rhinox hide. I wanted to make sure that I had a paint scheme that was easy, so I dry brushed it with Mornfang brown quite a lot over the whole piece, and then went back in with a lighter touch of some of the most outer edges of the buildings with brown sand. And all of this looks quite okay as it is. This is already something reasonable to have on your gaming table, but we can step it up a little notch again. I also love adding pigments, reds and browns for dirts, yellow for sand and dust, and green for mossy effects. We can also add some real life stuff like roots, for example. These are real roots that I've picked from my own garden and dried them up, and adding them and maybe using some grass tufts, phlox and vines and similar things to bring in more of the greenery. And in less than an evening's work, I already have a gaming piece that I can add to my next game when I play. So what's the conclusion of these houses? What do I think about them? Well, they already look good enough as is from the box. It's not super fancy, but on the gaming table, without having to paint it, it looks good. And with these just few steps where I could paint it up fast and add these different things really fast, I actually think it looks really good for the time of effort put into it. And that's really my take of it. I had a lot of fun building it with my kids. That was sort of the main thing, and that was why I thought it would be fun to talk about them. And secondly, on the table, it looks good, especially when painted. And the fact that it's modular makes for a really fun kit that you can keep developing and adding to build these really elaborate cities. So if you're interested in any of these houses, check out I Built It. The Kickstarter goes live on the 12th of October, so that's a week from when this video is published. And if you want to support this channel, there's a couple of ways you can do that. As I mentioned on my website squidmar.com, you can check out all of the gear that I use. And if you have a few dollars to spare, Patreon has been the #1 most stable income for me the last year when I've done this full time. And I'm super grateful for all of the people who's been active in my community on my Discord and pledging a few dollars to make sure that I can do these videos every day. So please check out that if you feel like you want to support me and like what I do. I'm super thankful as well for my top Patreon supporters. You guys are beasts. And with that said, friends, have a great day. Bye bye. Ha ha ha.